Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's the Park Board meeting for August 21st, 2025. Are there any announcements?
No, not that I know of.
All right, no announcements. How about public comments? No comments from the public. We're going to start our agenda with the approval of meeting minutes from July 17th, 2025.
I make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The meeting minutes are approved from July 17th, 2025. Approval of August claims. We've signed them all,
Yes.
and that's what we need to do? Okay, do we have a motion?
I would move to approve the claims for August.
And I would second.
All in favor? All right. The August claims are approved. Approval of Human Resources Report for August 2025.
The report's attached. You'll see we've added some new employees, part-time employees, and added some people. So this time of year, we're always a little short on pool staff, so we have added some of the Kickapoo staff and concession staff to be able to monitor the water slide. So that's kind of things you'll see on there to keep the pool open. So
How did we do at Kickapoo this summer?
excellent. It was a really good summer. So and it
Good.
seemed like it went really, really fast. So
It
did.
did. It was
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know where this summer went.
I think it's because it was cold at the beginning.
yeah, I think it was too.
Yes.
All right, so do we have a motion to approve the Human Resources Report?
I'll make a motion.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the Human Resources Report for August 2025 is hereby approved, excuse me. Let's go into old business, the playground installation at Payne Park.
Finally have some good news for you. We did finally get it all ordered, and it is scheduled to be here next Wednesday. It'll be delivered actually over onto the site. And then I believe it's scheduled to be installed just right after Labor Day in September. So we did make one change to it, but you already knew what the change was. The swings that have the two swings on them, one of the swings is going to be an expression swing. If you recall, an expression swing has two that people can use at the same time. We added that to that. So that was the only thing that was different from what you originally saw last meeting. We did add that to it. And that was actually a request from a neighbor. Wanted to make sure we had one of those in there, so we made sure we
sweet.
got
that's
that in
neat.
there. Yeah.
Oh,
So hopefully by maybe by the next meeting, it will be up. So
How about the trees? Did we get those moved?
they're still there.
no,
but-
we're letting them grow, just to make it a little bit harder to get them out. No, they'll come out probably next week too when the stuff gets delivered. So
Where are we going to put them?
I don't know. We'll have to find spots in Province Park or somewhere to plant those. So
Okay. Well, very good. Let's go on to new business with the 2026 budget.
I don't have the budget actually attached to this, but you can if you'll go onto when you're bored, you can go onto the city council agenda from this past Monday, and it's attached to there. I just wanted to give you the highlights of what was changed because there hasn't been much change to it. I did have a discussion, the mayor and I discussed that budget way back in early July. We did, so far in the introduction of the budget, there is a new employee, a full-time employee, that will, a building services supervisor at the Active Adult Center. So that'd be the person that coordinates getting it cleaned, the setups and tear downs and all that kind of stuff. So that will be a new full-time employee for next year. So that's good because that facility needed that. We did get an increase in part-time staff for wage increases for next year. Other than that, it's pretty close to what it was this year. So those are really the two big highlights. So.
What about flowers for next year?
Flowers for next year is a good question. It's not in our budget, so we're going to have to either take them from the gambling fund or I'll have to have a discussion with the mayor about where that's coming from. Because I will tell you, we've already ordered them. Because you got to order them this time of year. So we did order them. So we'll figure out how to pay for them. So.
Awesome. Makes me happy.
We may all have to volunteer to plant them. I don't know. So.
Hey, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'll
I'm
be
in.
retired by then,
Hey,
so
all right.
I'm all in.
I'll remember this video. So
I I got vacation days that roll over every year. I'll be happy to.
Love it.
We can make it a little, anybody who's out there listening,
That's
you
right.
can help too.
We always need it, so.
Request to allow food truck at Recovery Fair event, which is Saturday, September 6th.
Yeah, so every year they have a recovery fair that it's actually in the grassy area next to the swimming pool or next to the aquatic center. Has a little playground and not shelter, but picnic area. They're going to do that again this year, and that is the date, Saturday, September 6th. What they wanted to do this year was have a food truck that could be there. I told them that I would bring that to you, and you could vote yes or no on that.
So would that food truck be set up in the parking lot then?
It would actually, we'd set it up in the maintenance parking lot, so it wouldn't be in the main parking lot. It'd be kind of in front of the maintenance garage doors that go up and down right there.
Okay.
So,
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have the approval for the food truck.
right.
Request to use the Greenway Trail for the Harvest Walk, which is Sunday, October 5th.
Yeah, this is another annual event that is put on. I think this is put on by the Interlocal Food Pantry. It's a walk that they do to raise money. They do it every October, so this is nothing that's out of the ordinary either. But I do like for them to get your approval since it is going to be on the Greenway Trail. A portion of it is.
Do we have a motion?
Yes, I would make a motion that we allow that.
I would second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, request is approved. We're going into reports, department reports. First, we have the August 2025 Park Board report.
Yeah, so if you want to click on that link, there's all kinds of information. That's where all the detailed information is going to be. So if you want to click on that and view it, they'll give you all kinds of details about marketing and rentals and all kinds of different stuff. Of course, Tammy can't get hers to pull up.
I can't either.
There we go. It's just taking a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Must be big.
We'll go ahead and fill us in.
Yeah, so I mean, we're doing really good, really in all aspects of the department right now. Everything's doing good. We got a lot of people registering for programs. A lot of the summer programs that we had were really successful. The community garden did really well. Our town players did their first performance at the Active Adult Center already, and it turned out really nice. The Active Adult Center itself is doing really good. We're getting a lot of new members that come over there, which is great. We picked up at least 4 new sponsors that I can think of since the last meeting for the amphitheater, so that's a good thing.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's great.
And believe it or not, we're already reserving dates and booking bands for 2026 already.
I love it.
Yeah, so a lot of that's going on now. The other highlights I have on there on that list, I just want to remind you again, we're going, 8 of us are going to the National Recreation and Park Association Conference the week of September 15th. I want to remind you that because that's the next meeting is September 18th, and Brooke will be here by herself. So take it easy on her.
Okay.
She'll do great. I have no doubt.
All right.
She's experienced. I did want to say it again publicly. I did say it again at the Board of Works meeting. I did see Les that shared it, and I appreciate that, is that the last day for the Family Aquatic Center is Sunday, August 31st. It will not be open on Labor Day because we do not have enough lifeguards.
Okay.
So I want to make sure everybody, we've been saying that for a month now, trying to get the word out about that. So Nick and I are alternating weekends, so I get Saturdays and he gets Sundays. And so we manage the pool because all of our managers went back to college. And I will tell you, last Saturday, I managed the pool for 10 hours with 15 and 16-year-old lifeguards. And I was highly impressed that they ran this thing like a well-oiled machine. And I was really impressed with them. So I'm sure they don't watch this video, but if their parents do, maybe.
Well
I was
done.
really, really impressed with them. They did such a good job. So we'll do that 2 more weekends, and then that'll be the wrap for the Aquatic Center. So that's not the final thing, though, because the final thing is actually the doggy pool party that we have every year.
I love it.
And that's on Thursday, September 4th.
Doggies.
Don't forget to bring your dogs.
Yep. And then next few well, we have a couple events. One's tomorrow. We have a cruise in and a concert at the amphitheater, and it is the Franklin Folk Project Band. And people ask me what kind of music they play, and I guess you can infer that. I don't know. I tell everybody that Jay Hoffman's part of the band, so if you've ever seen Jay,
Yeah, I went to
Perform?
law school with Jay.
yeah,
I'm
so
so
you'll
glad
know
you
that.
said that. I
yeah.
wouldn't have recognized that. Oh, he's wonderful.
They do a good job. And then the next night, so Saturday night, then we're doing another concert at the amphitheater, and that'll be vintage rock and roll, which is 80s rock.
Yeah,
Very nice.
wear your long hair.
And before our next meeting, Elvis is going to make an appearance at the amphitheater on Friday, September 12th. So
Well, we've got some exciting fall stuff planned.
Coming
which
up.
is good. All right, well, we're moving into the financial reports.
financially doing really good. We're actually spending significantly less than Athens did last year at this time, so that's good.
Is it, how come?
Part of it's got to do with May being so
Okay.
cold and stuff, because you'll also see that when I give you a final report next month about the Aquatic Center, that ironically, we had a record June, a record July. We're going to have a record August, but May drug it down so bad that it will not be an overall record because May was that bad. So it still did fairly close to last year, but I mean, if we'd have just had the normal May, it would have really blown a record out of the water. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't control the weather, so.
No. We'll take the good months that we get.
The other thing I will tell you about Athens Rec is we'll work on this. It won't be September, it'll be October because I won't be here. We're going to, I think we've already talked about this already, but just so people are aware, we're going to start to implement non-resident fees in all of our programs and memberships and facility rentals and those things. I don't know that it necessarily would be a non-resident rate. It might be a Franklin discount rate, if that makes sense.
Oh.
So the rate is what it is, but if you're a city resident, you're going to get a discount off that rate. So because there again, if you know much about how taxes work, the Franklin City resident pays taxes to the Parks Department to support that through their tax dollars, and non-resident doesn't do that. So the difference in those costs would be to equalize the support of a non-resident. So, but we'll have many discussions in October and November about that, and then we'll start that in January then.
Okay. All right, what about Parks and Cemetery Appropriation Fund reports?
Both are doing really well. What I can tell you about the cemetery financially is that we'll look at the cemetery fees at the same time that we do all the other fees, because I believe right now there is a non-resident rate for Green Lawn Cemetery already. But we'll adjust those fees. We'll do an analysis of local cemeteries and see where we stand versus everybody else. And then we'll make those recommendations to you at the same time. The third phase of the headstone restoration project just completed. I just got the bill last week or early this week. So they're putting all those back together. They'll put all the headstones back on. So it'll take a couple weeks before it looks back to normal again. But so far, I believe we've done close to almost 300. No, it's over 300. It's like 330 headstone repairs.
Wow.
In the last couple of years. So you can thank the mayor for that. That was his idea, and it turned out to be a great one. And that is in the budget for the cemetery for next year too. So
Good,
yeah.
very good. Anything else?
I think there is one additional thing.
There is. Thank you. You're right. Because I started talking about the cemetery and I forgot. We've had some issues at Green Lawn Cemetery over the past 30 or 45 days that I had to make a decision to address before we could get to this meeting. And I want to let you know what that is. And then if you approve that, then I would appreciate it. If you don't, then you need to tell me and we'll undo that. We've had some issues with people being in the cemetery at very late hours of the night or early morning. We've had some issues with people that want to bring an RV into the cemetery and stay all night. And those result in calls to the Parks Director at 2 o'clock in the morning. from the police department wanting to know what to do. We've never had hours at the cemetery, but I will tell you, 2 weeks ago, I implemented some hours at the cemetery that are now posted out there. The hours are 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So if somebody is in the cemetery after 10 p.m., what that does is it gives the police department authority to get them out. And then if they consistently keep doing that, it also gives the police department authority to trespass somebody out of the cemetery. We had to also post that there's no camping in Green Lawn Cemetery. Can imagine what that looks like on social media. But I did have to post that sign because there again, that same situation where somebody is out there running a generator in an RV at 2 a.m. We have to address. So those are the two things that we implemented. I did have discussions with the mayor and the police department about that before we did that. They were on board with that, but I really need you to be on board with that because you actually oversee the management of the cemetery too. So
Yeah, let's have a motion for hours at the cemetery.
May I make a motion to approve the hours and also the warning on the camping? I think we've got other parking lots, we talked before the meeting, Walmart, other businesses where they could take the RV if they want. I'd prefer the cemetery be restricted to those that are just wishing to go visit and grieve, so.
Do we have a second?
I would second that.
All right, all in favor of hours at the cemetery and no camping?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
what
So
I will do
approved.
is, since I will not see you at the next meeting, if something changes between now and then, I'll have Brooke let you know that in September or October. But we just did that to make sure that, to see if we can curtail that. If something more extreme needs to happen, I'll always bring that back to you. But we've got something in place now, at least as a starting point. So
Sounds good.
thank you, guys.
Okay, does anybody on the board have any comments, questions for Chip?
No.
All right, I think we're ready for a motion to adjourn.
I would make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.